Carson Wentz isn't healthy. Jacob Easton isn't ready, and Brett Hundley isn't good. So basically, doom and gloom. It sucks to be a Colts fan. Everything's going to hell. What the heck is going on, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Monday. Weekend's over, I know, but we're getting into it. Let's go. Football season is close. For everybody who's never been here before, okay, this is Master Football, okay? Everything college football related, everything pro football related, everything video football related, anything related to American football, we discuss on this show right here. One more kind of a tidy item we got to get done before we start the video. All right, everybody, so please subscribe to the channel. That's very big for me. Hit that red subscribe button. Please like the video. Please share your friends. Please comment on the video. Any sort of traffic like that really helps. Subscriptions are number one. That's what I'm really hurting on right now. But everything else, go ahead and get after it. Get connected with each other. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so here we are. So this is the second week of NFL training camp. NFL training camp started last week. I'm filming this on the Sunday. So this is Sunday, August 1st. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the biggest story in football right now. I know the big story related to, Aaron Rodgers. He's playing. There's one quarterback who is not playing. Let's go ahead and talk about him real quick. Boom, right here, article, coltswire.usatoday.com. Everything we know about Carson Wentz's foot injury. Let's go down here and check it out by Kevin Hickey. This was last updated Saturday, July 31st at 11:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we see here, Carson Wentz felt a twinge. So we see during team drills on Thursday, Wentz rolled out of the pocket on the second to last play of the offensive series. When he planned to throw, he felt a twinge in his foot. Sat out the final session of the team drills and then went to the team doctors and to let him know he didn't feel right. On Friday, it was revealed Wentz wouldn't be practicing due to the foot injury, and the team was still evaluating the course of action along with the severity of the injury. So everybody who's ever been here before knows that I have my handy dandy notebook. Okay, I've got 5 points I want to discuss really quickly. First of all, the injury. Okay, we've discussed that. We want to make sure we talk about what's kind of going on with him, whether or not it's a foot fracture, whether or not it's a foot break, if it requires surgery, if it doesn't. There's lots of stuff in here. I got my WebMD out, okay, so you guys are going to have to forgive me here because it's getting a little goofy, but I want to make sure I can break down what to kind of expect, whatever route that's coming up. Also, we have to remember, there is a draft pick that is kind of hinging upon his playing time. We're going to get into that too. We'll talk about the X-meta games that he might be missing, whether or not that's going to be, important games, what the Colts schedule kind of looks like, and so on. And also, we're going to talk about who will be playing in his stead. So that encompasses all of this stuff. Let's get into reviewing more of this article. So he is considering surgery here. So it says down here, Colts are very much considering surgery at this point. If that is going to be the best course of action, the option to rehab and rest is still on the table, but then you run the risk of this being a lingering issue if Wentz forces his way back onto the field too quickly. Mike Silver of NFL Network reported that the Colts are bracing for surgery on what is a bone and ligament issue, according to a report. So we'll see what's going to happen here with that. They are currently going to be seeing Dr. Robert Anderson. So he may be there as early as today, August 2nd. He may be there as early as today. But again, we'll see here. It says they didn't really give a timetable on that, but knowing the Colts, they're probably like, hey, dude, first flight out in the morning, we'll get you out there. That's just my guess. Don't know there. But you'll see here that the Colts will be gathering all information they can, but one heavy factor in their decision will come likely from the recommendation of noted foot specialist Dr. Robert Anderson, who is the highest authority when it comes to foot injuries. So they're going to talk to this Dr. Robert Anderson, kind of see what he thinks, because they're going to decide a couple things here. So that's kind of what's going on. Let's see what kind of foot fractures, what they kind of encompass. So very, very complex procedure I did right here. I Googled how long do foot fractures take to recover with surgery. So if without surgery, it can take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks of just resting. So again, we have to remember the couple things there, 6 to 8 weeks. If it requires surgery, it could take up to 8 weeks to heal. With surgery, it could take more than 12 weeks, and maybe with full recovery coming 5 to 6 months. Surgery to repair a bone fracture can take several weeks for several months of recovery, depending upon the nature and the severity of the injury that was performed. He felt a twinge. Now, again, he said twinge. He didn't feel like it was a fracture or anything like that. But, twinge may be a fracture. Who knows where that is? Again, I'm getting real technical here. I took a medical terminology class in college. So we have metatarsals. If we look down here at the foot, so we're going to see the different bones. Metatarsals are in here. It might be some of these bones right here. Again, we don't know. He's planting most likely when he's throwing. I'm probably guessing somewhere in this midfoot range. Could be up here up front. So, man, there's lots of things. So we see here, the different types of breaks. Okay, so is it an open or closed break? An open fracture is one where the skin is broken. Okay, and then the closed is where the skin is not broken. And then we see displaced or not displaced. A displaced fracture is one where following the break, the bones have slipped out of line. So if they have slipped out of line, then they may use some sort of metal pinning to pin it back. That's where that surgery could potentially come in. Might have to open it up and do like that. But again, it might just be a stress fracture, hairline fracture or a break in the bone caused by repetitive stress. However, you have to remember here, it says right here, however, small stress fractures can develop around the same area over time, meaning if he doesn't rest adequately and reheal that bone, that's where it comes into. That's why they're in kind of this kind of waiting period here. Like, do we get him out on the field? Do we weigh him? They're like, he's franchise quarterback. We traded a lot for him. So we want to make sure that we can wait for him. Speaking of, so the Eagles right now are watching this heavily because the Eagles, again, had Carson Wentz, traded him to the Colts, and now they are waiting on this because, remember, there are a couple of conditions for their trade. So if Carson Wentz plays for the Colts, if he plays 75% of the games that he's in, so if he plays in 75% of the games, they will get their second round pick that they're offered will be turned into a first round pick. Or if he plays in 70% of their games, but they make the playoffs, then they will get that second round pick will turn into a first round pick. So that will be huge for them. So think about that, 75 and 70%. So 75% of the season, if you play over 75%, would be essentially 13 games, okay? 70% of the season is 12 games. So if we think about that, let's just say that they make the playoffs. I think they're a pretty good team. If they make the playoffs, if he misses 5 games, and they make the playoffs, they're in. If he misses 4 games and they don't make the playoffs, they get that first round pick. So that's what the Eagles are kind of hoping for in this instance. However, when we check about that out, let's see those first 5 games. They are an absolute doozy of a time. So here we are on the Colts 2021 season. They start at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, team won 12 games last year. Then they play the Rams at home. Okay, then they play at the Tennessee Titans, their bitter rival. Then they play at the Miami Dolphins, and then they play at the Baltimore Ravens. So this 4 or 5 game stretch right here is going to be an absolute doozy. They desperately want to make sure that he is back, that Carson Wentz is available and playing because there's no break in those. Do you see any break there? I mean, again, week 6, they play the Houston Texans. Oh, no. And then the 49ers week 7, the Titans week 8. There's no breaks there. There's one break in the first 8 weeks. It softens up a little bit from there. Then you got the Jets, you got the Jaguars, Buffalo and the Tampa's are going to be tough. Then you got the Texans, and then you've got, the Patriots, and you've got the Cardinals, the Raiders, and then the Jaguars again. So their schedule starts off really, this is a terrible, terrible timing situation for them just because you're like, oh my gosh, we have to play, whoever's going to be their quarterback is going to be playing the Seahawks, the Rams, the Titans, the Dolphins, or the Ravens. So it's not going to be fun for us. We need to make sure we have whoever is in there is as good as possible. So who are the potential guys to play right now? There's 2 of them I want to really bring up right now. First one is Jacob Easton. Okay, he was a 4th-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft by the Colts. Kind of brought in behind Phillip Rivers last season just to kind of groom up a little bit. Entered the NFL Draft as a redshirt junior, 6'6", 231 pounds, 49.40, reasonably fast. Second-round talent, tall pocket quarterback type guy. NFL comparison is Carson Palmer and Brock Osweiler. Accuracy is working default on most throws. So he's accurate, he's tall, he's strong. This team, he's deep ball accuracy on play action shots. So he's perfectly designed for what this team wants to do. This team is a physical up their front team. They can take some shots over the top, and they've got a good defense. If he's able to just play within himself and not make a lot of plays, Carson Wentz is known to try to make too many plays. I think he actually would be an okay addition in there. Again, who knows if he's ready or not. And they just signed Brett Hundley. Now, I know you're not going to put a lot of stock on a guy who, if we look down here, okay, so he's played 2016, 2017, did not register any snaps in 2018 or 2020, and he played 3 games for the Cardinals. He was 5 for 11 for 49 yards. He's got 9 career touchdowns and 13 career interceptions. Okay, again, not putting a lot of stock behind that, but that is what they have right now. As a matter of fact, look at this article really quickly. This is hilarious. So, and again, I can't even read the article, but I put it on here, but it's from the Indianapolis Star, the Indy Star. Carson Wentz isn't healthy. Jacob Easton isn't ready, and Brett Hundley isn't good. So basically, doom and gloom. It sucks to be a Colts fan. Everything's going to hell. So that is your situation right now for the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, so those first 5 games are really tough. They're waiting to see what's going on there. If he has to have surgery, he could be out for potentially months. I mean, who knows? If he misses a significant amount of time, the Eagles are going to be pissed. The Colts are going to be pissed. Everybody's going to be mad. So hopefully it gets taken care of, because you want good quarterback play out there. Does everybody remember the season where Aaron Rodgers got injured? Does everybody remember who the quarterback was for the Green Bay Packers out there? No, because nobody watched. Okay, so you want good quarterbacks on the field, even if they're for other teams, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if anybody says, no, I want all my teams to be injured. No, you don't, okay? You want good quarterback play out there. The games are that much better to watch. So that's what's going on. Tell me what you guys think about this situation. Get into those comments, get after it, share this article. Let's get this thing going. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like it. Please share with your friends. Please comment. Please do all that stuff. I will see you all on Wednesday. I'm out.